Do you know why Obamacare's individual mandate is cheaper than buying health insurance? No? All right, well, hey, stay tuned because we're going to get to that right now. How's it going, everyone? I'm Joey Giangola with Giangola Insurance, and on today's health insurance break, we're going to get our hands dirty with the individual mandate, the controversial mandate, if you will. And we're going to tell you why, if, from a pure dollars and cents, numbers, addition and subtraction, long division standpoint, it's actually cheaper to go without health insurance in 2014. So there's been a lot of hot air blown as far as, the federal government telling you that you have to buy health insurance in 2014. So much so the Supreme Court got involved and they ruled that the mandate wasn't really a mandate, it's actually a tax, and that's going to make it okay, and everyone's, fine with that, I guess. But this is the first time in the history of the country that the government has taxed you or penalized you for not doing something. Significant, probably, intrusive, maybe, who knows, but we're going to get on to explaining why this historic tax mandate is actually cheaper than buying what they want you to buy in the first place. Before health insurance companies announced that they would be moving to an open enrollment schedule, which is simply a time period that they allow you to buy health insurance, which is a little bit different how it works now, being that you can buy health insurance whenever you want. This open enrollment schedule will be your ultimate motivator to making sure that you have health insurance, and the individual mandate will really be a afterthought kind of public fundraiser, if you will, now that this open enrollment has become official. First, you might be asking yourself, well, how much is the tax? And that's a great question. In 2014, for an individual, it's going to be $95 or 1% of your total household income, whichever is greater. So if you've ever had to pay 1 month's premium for a health insurance policy, you're going to know right there that, well, that's a heck of a deal, because the full penalty for the year, whether it's $95 or whether it's, let's say you make $50,000 and it's $500, well, you know that that's going to cover, maybe 1, 2, at most 3 months premium for you. And I tell you what, that's not much of an incentive. So then the next question might be, well, how much does a year's worth of Obamacare cost you? And that's a great question. What I went ahead and did was average out the 5 most expensive silver plans available, some of the prices that have rolled out on the Ohio health insurance marketplace for a 25-year-old male. That average was around $285.40 a month. And then, again, keep in mind, this is before tax credit, subsidies, whatever you want to call them. Then you had to take that number, multiply it by 12, stretch that out throughout the whole year. That's going to come to $3,424.80. How much was that mandate again? Well, your next question is, how are they actually collecting this penalty? Another good question. And from what I hear, and again, this is a bit of a moving target, and I have yet to get a great answer on it, but the best answer that I have as of today is that they're actually not allowed or able to collect it directly from you. So it's kind of counterproductive. But how they can collect it is actually just by withholding your tax return. Since the IRS is in charge of all this administration, they just kind of withhold your tax return, and that's the way that they go about collecting the penalty. Note that by the time you watch this, that this could be a very different answer. So then the next obvious question would be, blatantly obvious, smack you in the face obvious question would be, well, why would you buy health insurance then? If it's that much of a discrepancy, if there's that much money to be saved, why would you buy health insurance? And that answer is going to be the same regardless of the scenario. You buy health insurance to protect you from the significant, serious, unknown financial burden of these gigantic medical bills that you could potentially incur due to a medical illness, treatment, emergency, whatever else have you. That is it. That's the only reason you will ever buy health insurance. That's the only reason you will ever buy any type of insurance for that matter. Anything else, well, it's just bells and whistles and a bunch of feel-good kind of ABC family stuff. The bottom line, you can go ahead and roll the dice and go uninsured, and pay the penalty, save some money, and you might be better off for it. But the biggest incentive, and mandate tax aside, is to avoid from paying those huge medical bills without any protection. That's why you're going to have it. That's why you're going to want it. And whatever the government tells you that they're going to try and charge you for not having it really should be irrelevant and of non-consequence to you based upon, when framing it in that regard. So if you want a little more information about the marketplace to understand how it's going to work and affect you personally, why don't you go ahead and download our guide, How to Understand Ohio's Health Insurance Marketplace. Great title. It's going to tell you exactly what it does right there. This is a free guide that's going to help you really understand what you need to know, why you need to know it, and what you need to do about it with these marketplaces coming up here very, very soon. To download that, you can go ahead and click on this ebook cover right here. It will take you right to that page to download it and access that information. Or otherwise, if you don't like clicking on ebook coverage, you can go ahead and click on the link in the video's description, and that will do the exact same thing. So, of course, I am Joey Giangola with Giangola Insurance. Take it easy, everyone.